All right, we're back. We're here in sunny Miami, and we are enjoying the beautiful weather, as you can see behind us. Rick, you're going to get that in post-production, right?
If I can find something on Miami.
Of course we're not. No, we're here at the beautiful Zito's, even better. We're here at Zito's Deli in San Antonio, Texas, which is almost the same thing as being in Miami. And we are talking a little bit about the Miami Grand Prix coming up. How are you feeling about it, Ray?
I think it's going to be a good one. It's going to be my first time seeing Miami as a race. I've definitely heard about it, definitely seen highlights on it, but this is going to be the first time.
This guy does his research.
Definitely going to be the first time to see it, and I know that it's a fast track. It's going to be a fast sprint race, which is always fast, obviously. Yeah. It's called sprint race. And
well, it's at least short. I'll give you that much.
Okay, it's short, but you only have so many times around the track, so you want to get up to the front as fast as possible.
Yeah, nailing it, dude.
So there's going to be a lot of overtaking, hopefully.
Ideally.
Fast corners, I believe.
Right? Yeah, I mean, some really, really slow corners, too, actually, which is the way Miami looks. But that just is what Miami is. Yeah. And Lando Norris obviously knows that. He won there last year. I'm sure he's going to be trying to do that again, all bets are off.
It's usually that easy.
Yeah, no, you did it last year. You should be able to do it again. No problem.
Back to back.
Yeah, no. Lewis Hamilton's never had that problem. Max Verstappen's never had that problem. And it's really hard to not have that problem. I don't know if I said that right. Either way, it's mostly because of Oscar Piastri that he might have any problem at all, I think. I mean, it's Max Verstappen on a street circuit, so you're not going to leave him out of the runnings. We always forget our predictions. I can't remember what my predict was. It Piastri, Verstappen, and then Norris.
Honestly, I can't remember.
I might have said something like that. It's still.
See, we tell you guys to watch, and we can't even watch. So maybe we'll pay them to watch.
Yeah.
Would you guys like that? Well,
can you guys set up a Patreon for us?
A reverse Patreon.
Please just watch our podcast.
All right.
No, I was gonna say something about
our predictions, but. Okay, we can't remember, so...
Yeah, honestly, the drivers are on vacation right now, or at least they were. I was too. We've all just been enjoying a nice week off. Thankfully, there's not a lot to talk about this week, so it's going to be a short one, guys. Don't worry so much about it.
Sprint podcast.
Leave it on in the background while you're doing laundry or something like that. All right, so the cool things, some things that we got going on with Miami, it looks like I looked at the weather forecast. It looks like it's going to be pretty sunny on Friday afternoon, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
We'll go into sprint qualifying that day. The actual sprint race and qualifying session for the Grand Prix will be on Saturday. We'll talk about the sprint format here in a second. Apparently, there's going to be a little bit of overcast, light chance of showers. It is Florida, so there's always going to be a light chance of showers.
Thunderstorms.
But it does look like it's going to escalate over the weekend. So we could get a bit of a rainy Grand Prix. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I'm not 100% certain, but it's the Gulf. It's going to be in the afternoon-ish, I think. I don't know. It's going to be during the day. So there's a high chance that there could be some rain.
Is it during the day, Rich?
Yeah, it should be during the day. So
they're in the U.S., so I'm hoping that it's...
Yeah, I mean,
that's I guess Las
Eastern
Vegas
time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it could make things a lot more interesting. On the other hand, Pirelli has gone with a softer grade of tires for this round, as opposed to what they did last year. So last year they used the C2, C3, and C4 tires for their hard, medium, and soft. This year they're doing the C3, C4, and C5. So each one a step softer. So that could make your pit stops a little bit more necessary, and it also could make for faster going around the track. But drivers going to have to worry a little bit more about tire degradation than they otherwise would, especially it's getting a little bit warm out. Track might be a little bit warm. So we'll see how all that goes. If the rain comes in, I think that's going to knock everything out of it anyways, because they're just going to go to intermediates and or wets. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to put too much on the weather. But I think it could make it
could be an issue. Yeah, it could be an issue.
Well, to me, both of those points negate each other. Depending on, so if there's no rain, you've got softer tires. That makes for an interesting race. If the softer tires are negated and you do have rain and you're on the intermediates and wets, you got a rainy race, and that's always pretty fun too. So
that's probably the funnest thing to see is those strategies, how they change up the standings and who's ready for it and who's not. And
yeah, I mean, you're talking Ferrari in Melbourne, and hopefully not Oscar Piastri in Melbourne again. But man, that little engine could, or he tried.
He tried.
Rick, do you want to talk about the sprint format just as a whole right now?
I think it would be a good idea, not only for whoever's listening and doesn't know, but me.
Okay.
That was kind of, I don't know why I said it like that, but
I loved it.
We're all together in this is what I was trying to say.
All right, so quick question. How long do you think Formula One has been running a sprint format?
Well, that is a trick question because I actually know
it. Damn it. I didn't expect you to know this. Go ahead.
I don't know the exact date, but I think the first sprint race was 2021.
That's accurate. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so he does Google some things.
I do.
Interestingly enough, it is a bit of a trick question because in Formula 2, they've been running it since 2001, or at least as early as 2001. Nice. I don't know if they've been running it concurrently for that amount of time, but sprint races are not an entirely new format to open wheel racing, period. Yeah. But it is relatively new for it to be in Formula One. And even in that amount of time, there has been some significant changes to the way the format is run, how it affects drivers' championship standings, and how it affects the weekend overall.
Yeah, it can really change things up.
Yeah, so it used to stand in place for qualifying during a sprint weekend. The sprint results would be your qualifying results.
I actually, you bringing that up, I heard that might be Miami.
As far as I know, that shouldn't be the case. I believe we have a full qualifying in Miami. There's going to be 6 sprint races this year. There's going to be 5. There has been one already in China, but we've got Miami, and then we've got COTA, Circuit of the Americas, the American Grand Prix, and here in Austin, Texas.
We'll be there.
Shooting your shot. We got Qatar, which is not COTA. It's not in Texas. Qatar is a country. We've got Belgium, which would be Spa, Francorchamps Circuit, and Interlagos in Brazil, Sao Paulo.
I was actually there.
What?
This past week in COTA.
Oh, yeah, you were at COTA. How'd that go?
COTA was nice.
You're shooting SRO, right?
Yes, the weather was freaking amazing.
Oh, my God.
It was so perfect. Like, I wish every race weekend was beautiful.
Well, I mean, F1 should be October, right?
It's going to be, you know what? I haven't been there for F1, but I imagine October.
Yeah, I mean,
Austin.
It's on the other side of the summer for Texas is really nice.
It's going to be super nice.
Austin in October is not bad. It can be a bit warm, but come on.
As long as there's no mosquitoes, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I mean, you should be pretty good out there. So we've got 6 races. Welcome to Texas. We got 6 races coming up, or 5 races coming up rather, that are going to feature the sprint format. And there might be some changes in those formats, race by race. As far as I know, Miami will follow the 2025 regulations for the sprint format, which the change from, I think, 2023, where they do run sprint qualifying and then a sprint race, and then they also run qualifying right after the sprint, a few hours after the sprint. So the sprint race no longer dictates your position
in the race.
Unless you wreck or something like that in the sprint.
And then you have to start from the pits or something.
There's all kinds of caveats. If you break parc ferme effectively, and you put in a new part, not a one-to-one part that you have, then yeah, it's a pit lane start. If you're able to recover all of the damage with existing parts, then you're not breaking parc ferme rules, and you'll still end up where you qualified. So
without going too far into it, because I know we're talking about sprint race, but what is parc ferme?
Parc ferme is closed park is what it means in French, and it's the regulations that dictate your car setup anything post first lap of qualifying. The moment you leave the pit lane and you're first qualifying out, that is your setup for the weekend.
Got it.
If you make adjustments to that setup, you are putting your car out of parc ferme, and therefore you will take a penalty. So if you qualify and something happens, or you decide you don't care, oftentimes when teams are breaking Parc Fermé rules, they're doing it intentionally. They know exactly what they're doing.
Or something, yeah.
They either need to test a part out, and they just don't care if they have to do a pit lane start, all that stuff. If they already qualified in the back of the grid and they need to make a significant change, sometimes it's worth it to break Parc Fermé rules and take that hit.
Yeah.
But going back to the sprint race, so there will be one free practice as opposed to 3. So the drivers only have 60 minutes to really get to grips, so to speak, with the track before the race begins or before sprint qualifying. So everything after free practice matters. And that's a big change for drivers, that they have to get to know the track very quickly, and they don't have the benefit of multiple practice sessions, especially for the team's sake, to go back, record telemetry, try out different options in the simulator, when you go to free practice 1 on a sprint race weekend, your car has to be pretty much what you think you're going to be running when you race.
Yeah,
and
for sure, because you don't have that much time. You have that sprint race qualifying, and
that's it. And
that's it.
It creates a little bit more risk. It makes things a little bit more interesting. And honestly, I know that there has been, especially over the years with different changes, there's been a lot of people who hate the sprint race. Some people love it.
Not Max Verstappen.
Did he say something? I didn't hear it.
Oh, no. I just know that he has the record for wins.
Does he have the majority of wins? I didn't look that stat up. That makes sense. Granted, if
just
I had to
it's
guess,
such an aggressive thing to sprint racing, and you have to get to the front as fast as possible.
Yeah.
It also, I guess, goes off of, because do you qualify for the sprint race as well, right?
There's a separate sprint qualifying session.
So that usually probably dictates who the winner is, which has kind of been what this whole season has been. Is if you're up in front in qualifying, you're probably going to win the race, or at least be on the podium.
Well, and the fact that they have that session in there too for sprint qualifying too is it's a shorter qualifying session too. So in SQ1, where all 20 drivers are driving in the first, the bottom 5 get eliminated. That runs for 12 minutes. SQ2, where the next 5 will get eliminated, runs for 10 minutes. And then SQ3, where the top 10 run, is only 8 minutes long. So you have maybe time for 2 full laps. When you consider out laps and everything like that. So if you really, really have to nail down your times every single time. I think the disparities that you're going to get in timing on a sprint race weekend are going to be significantly higher than what you're going to get on any other weekend, because everybody's got a little bit more time and a little to either correct their setup and get closer to the leader, or they have time to put more laps in and get closer to the leader. So that is another interesting thing you'll see. There's going to be some big winners, and there's going to be some really big losers in the sprint race.
I can see that.
And it, obviously it doesn't necessarily match what you're going to see in the Grand Prix
race,
either. Because we had Lewis Hamilton's win in China.
Dramatic.
Dramatic first place.
And then the race came around
And the unfortunate thing too is for somebody like us, or for people like us who are Lewis Hamilton fans, which I don't know who isn't a Lewis Hamilton fan, or even just Ferrari fans. I won't speak exactly for you, Rick, but again, how are you not a Ferrari fan? That's a big deal for us, but there's still an asterisk at the end of that win.
Yeah.
So that is one of the sort of issues I have with a sprint race, is that you sure you get the points for the win. I think it's 8 points. Yeah. So it's the top 8 score points as opposed to the top 10, and it's linear. It's 8 points for the first driver and 1 point for the 8th driver, and it's just 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's a relatively minor issue, but if you're looking for championship points, if it's a tight race, constructors are always trying to get that 1 point. It wouldn't be the first time any championship has been decided by 1 point. So it is not nothing, but it's not the full Grand Prix. I like the format. I hope we see more of it. I hope they tinker with it a little bit more. I hope they don't completely get rid of it in 2026. But anyways, I'm excited for Miami. I hope it turns out to be as fun as we're expecting. They specifically choose sprint race weekends for tracks where they expect high overtaking. And we talked about DRS last time.
Yeah.
And Miami is a track where you should expect some relatively high overtaking opportunities. So it should make it a much more interesting race and a little bit more racing to watch as opposed to a heavy free practice weekend or a standard Grand Prix weekend.
Good weekend.
So
it would have been nice to be there.
we're there. So that's pretty much all I've got on sprints. Do you have any questions? Is there anything I'm missing
on sprint? I mean, I try to look into who benefits on what sprint races.
FIA, the Formula One organization.
Yeah, because they get to throw in another race.
Well, it's more money. It's more spectators coming. I mean, all of the people that wouldn't show up to FP2 and FP3 and bought those tickets are going to show up to the sprint race because it's an actual race.
Yeah, because that's kind of what I was like. Why did they get? I mean, it seems like 2021 doesn't seem too long ago.
Yeah.
Like it would be different if it was something they were doing like since the inception of F1.
Right.
Like
it's an experiment for sure.
Yeah.
And I think you can put it both ways. For a fan, it's more opportunity to watch racecraft, to watch drivers racing their cars.
Yeah.
For a corporate sponsor, it's more eyeballs on your logo and therefore more money for that sponsorship.
Money.
And everybody makes more money. I mean, it's the FIA, it's Formula One.
Yeah.
Let's not, let's not be naive and say that most of the purpose of Formula One is to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to watch the cars go around, and I'm sure they all love that. But I don't know if Formula One, the way it exists now, would exist if it weren't the money sport.
Which kind of, I mean, I guess everyone benefits from that because we get to see it more. It's on TV or it's on, streaming, whatever it is.
Hesitate to say everyone. You got guys building grandstands with poor human rights records. It's there are issues. I'm not gonna say that money in a.
I'm saying from what it was in the past where you were doing it to see which maker is the best maker.
Yeah.
The automaker.
Sure.
Like to show their best. I don't even know what you would call it, because it wasn't, I mean, aerodynamics was in play, but it was more about the engine.
Sure.
Driver, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But I guess most sports started that way. So what am I talking about? Baseball probably was like, okay, let's see who can hit the ball the farthest. And
I don't know. I think you were onto something a little bit about constructors being able to have an opportunity to compare their setups and their engines and stuff like that. It's a lot like, drag racing in that way, where, I mean, drag racing is really a one-to-one engine test.
Yeah.
In so many ways. Sure, there's the reaction effect and all that kind of stuff, but the driver is piloting the engine more so than anything, and that has obviously changed for Formula One, where it's become much more of a spectacle and much more of a commercial enterprise. And yeah, it has its pros and its cons. The broadcast looks fantastic.
Yeah,
but what are all the things that we're missing out to get there? And it is what it is. I can talk a lot about commercialism in Formula One, and if we're done talking about sprint races, I have one key point that I'd love to bring up for that point. Have you seen the new Ferrari livery?
I have not, but I sure am going to look it up.
Scuderia Hewlett Packard. Yeah, man, it is sad to see. I hate it when they do that. Oh my God, it's just the HP car now, and the fire suits are all white and blue. I don't know. I understand that they gotta shill for their corporate overlords or whatever, but I just thought if ever there was a company that might be slightly above it, it was gonna be Ferrari. and at least in Miami, they're not. So
Is this it?
yeah, you're looking at it. You're looking at it.
It's not the worst. It's definitely not the best, but it's not the worst.
It's not the best.
Definitely not the best.
I mean, I would almost rather they do like a full blue and white car as opposed to like the
That is
little
kinda
patch.
weird. That is kind of weird.
You know, it's just they just took an opportunity to add more.
Yeah, they got
HP
some
to
up
it.
in the front.
It's I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me.
You know what?
Unfortunately, it certainly doesn't make me want to buy an HP laptop.
I'm now looking at this. I don't know if it's the color or what it is, but just looking at it here, I gotta say this is the most that I can see all the sponsors on a car. Somehow, when I look at a Red Bull car, all I see is Red Bull.
Oh yeah, or Oracle. Oracle's pretty prominent.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Oracle.
Yeah.
Here I see Ray-Ban,
Yeah.
Shell,
IBM, HP.
literally
Yeah.
everyone.
Honestly, and just to see it, like the Ferrari badge is so small.
I don't
on
even
it.
see the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Where is it
you
at?
can see right there, right next to the Richard Mille watch logo. Yeah. See, it's just that, it's.
I think we need to do like a redesign of some of these.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's with all the free time that we have, we should absolutely design F1 liveries for fun. But yeah, God, somebody needs to redesign this thing because it's just logo soup on a red car.
That's what it is. Because I'm telling you, I even Racing Bulls, Aston Martin.
Aston Martin's a pretty good looking car.
I can't think of any other logos that are on there.
Yeah. I mean, they're almost all sponsored by a watch company or two, and yeah. But anyways, I don't want to dwell too much on it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to put up a graphic for this because I don't want people to imagine our conversation.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm gonna talk about today about commercialism in F1 and poor Ferrari liveries.
Now, if we could get Zito's on there.
Oh my God, dude! The Zito's
Brad would be
when
happy
we
about.
get the Zito's F1 car done. That's the livery. That's the livery we'll do. All right.
Actually, yeah.
Maybe for our second Instagram post, we'll do that.
Dude, that's the one.
Okay. All right.
You'll see it.
I can't make too many promises on live on the recording. Okay. So the Ferrari livery sucks.
Yeah.
Some news that doesn't necessarily suck is Mexico City got renewed until 2028. So I'm kind of excited about that. So we'll be going back to Mexico City
until
for races at least until 2028. I like Mexico City as a track. It's not the most thrilling track in the world. It's a purpose-built course as far as I think it's purpose-built.
We should book tickets now for 2026.
Oh, dude, yeah. Mexico City in 2026. Come on, guys. We're gonna need some more views, some more subscribers, because Rick's already booking vacations
You're gonna have to let us borrow some of that money we send to you guys,
please. Yeah, maybe. You know what we do? We do a half-serious cruise to
Puerto Vallarta to Mexico City.
I was going to say to central Mexico. A land cruise. We're going to get a van, and anybody that wants to come with us.
Or a Cadillac.
Ooh, okay. All right. Or a Cadillac. Known as
the road boat.
That's pretty sweet, actually. Speaking of Mexico and speaking of Cadillac, Checo Perez, do you think he's gonna come back?
I think he's the only guy they can.
God, I mean, if you're starting a new team, right?
And Richard. Why did I say Richard?
What am I?
Oh my God! Now his name's completely out of my mind. Come on.
Okay. All right.
One of the most loved drivers that I can't remember his name.
Michael Schumacher.
No. Let's go younger.
I don't know. Who do you want?
Red Bull driver.
Sebastian Vettel?
No. Younger.
I don't know who you're talking about.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
I'll have him come over my shoulder here.
Yeah, okay. There he is. Okay. I'm good at cues. So we've got, I have heard.
Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh, Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, my God. Richard.
Daniel Ricciardo.
Daniel Richardson.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, that would be cool as hell. I would be so worried to see it. It's like seeing your buddy who like gets his heart broken by his ex, and then he just like keeps going back to her. You know? Like,
Yeah, I don't know if he'd do any good. I know the fans would love it.
oh my God, yeah, we would all love it. I'd love to see Daniel Ricciardo drive Formula One again, but I would rather him do literally anything else. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want another year of like, how do you think Daniel Ricciardo's gonna do? Is it his year to turn his life around? I mean, it just gets so depressing every single time. Like, I just want him
you
to
just
be.
made me depressed right now, actually.
Yeah, and that's what we're here to do on the Half Serious podcast: is make everybody depressed by talking about.
And
Daniel
nothing
Ricciardo.
gets you out of depression like a Zito's sandwich.
We said we were going to do an ad read. I didn't know we were actually going to do an ad read.
Well, it's better if you like blend them into the thing, so it's like natural.
It's better if you have copy. Have you ever?
Oh yeah. No, I like to go off the top.
Yeah. Okay.
Just feels right.
Come to Zito's between 9 and 3 p.m. 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Saturday to get yourself a serious sandwich.
And if you're not filling up to it, half serious.
There we go. Hey,
Full circle.
We plugged Zito's and the podcast all in one go. This is the sprint episode we needed. Finally, the only thing. I was talking about Perez to Cadillac. I did see something about maybe Pato O'Ward going to Cadillac too, which would make it an all Mexican driver lineup, which would be sick as hell. So I'd like to see it. I'd still love to see it.
Wait, they're gonna be in Miami or something like that? Is that what I heard?
I know Checo's going to be in Miami. I know Cadillac's going to be in Miami. I think they're doing a livery reveal.
Yeah,
their
that's
2026
that's
car
what it is.
on the 3rd. Whether Checo is there as a invited guest for some reason.
I mean, it would be cool if they pulled back the thing to reveal the car and he's sitting in the cockpit.
That would be cool. Hey, you might see it on May 3rd. We'll talk about it next week if it happens. Is there anything else that we want to go over before we shut it down for the evening?
I think that was it. We did want to keep this short and sprint-like.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, it's the only sprinting I do. So, guys, that's it. We talked Miami. We talked the sprint race. We talked shitty Ferrari livery.
Yeah.
Maybe Checo. Maybe Pato goes to Cadillac. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next time.
Make sure to like. Make sure to subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Check out the one post we have on there. We'll get some more up there. Come on.
We're going to post the Zito's Ferrari car.
Okay.
That's on me.
All right. That's on Rick. He's got to do it. You heard him. Guys, we'll see you next week with hopefully a recap of a really great Miami race.
Yeah.
Everybody have a lovely, lovely weekend.
Yes.
And if you're in town, give us a shout. Come over to Zito's. Get yourself a Sammy.
Yeah. We'll see you
All right.
guys. Peace.
Bye.